Welcome to The Valley's Voice, Arizona Live's Legal Truths.
Hello and welcome to The Valley's Voice, Arizona Lives and Legal Truths. I'm your host, Travis Meltzer, founder and managing attorney at Valley Injury Law. Today, our guest has gone from Gilbert to the national stage, turning a pandemic hobby into a Valley brand. Kicks by Kenna, crafting one-of-one footwear for NFL, MLB, and more, with projects that have reached everyone from Arizona stars to a U.S. president. Kennedy Rettew, welcome to the Valley's Voice. Thank you so much for coming, Kenna.
Thanks for having me.
No, I'm excited. I've been excited for this. I love having artists, and I know we've been talking for a while about getting a collab done or something like that. So this will be a nice little start to hang out for sure. So tell us a little bit about kind of your first pair. You know, when did you realize painting shoes could be more than a quarantine experiment?
So first pair actually was for my little brother. I did it during COVID. That was my very first, aha moment. It was kind of a trend on YouTube that I saw going around, and I was like, let's try this. And so my first pair of all time, I never posted it anywhere. I don't even know if I have pictures of it, but it was a pair of high top Converse, and they had like dragons wrapped all over them, little Chinese dragons. They were really cool. I did them with Sharpies.
Hey, got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how old was your brother when you did that?
Oh gosh, let's see. It's been 5 years now. I think he was probably 11. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like a 10 to 12-year-old boy kind of thing into dragons.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
That's great. No, that's amazing. Yeah, and so, starting young, with customizing as a teenager. And so what did those early reps, so to speak, after you did your Chinese dragons on your brother's shoes, teach you about materials, patience, and kind of like pricing your time?
Yeah, so, honestly, it's an ongoing question, and never stops. There's always new developments, and, it was definitely a trial and error, I would say, and I'm just lucky that I had people that were patient while I learned my processes, because it's not something people do, if that makes sense. Like, it's not, custom shoe art isn't really, like, something that exists, so learning it was, trial and error, and constantly learning and developing new processes and adding new products and trying things.
Yeah. So that the trial and error for sure. I feel like it's much like any art that you kind of go through. No, for sure. And yeah, so kind of walk us through, I don't want to call it a build, but one of your projects where, like what's a non-negotiable so the art, survives the real games for you?
Everything with me, I go high quality everything. I love, the highest quality paints, the highest quality prepping materials. And me, myself, I know a couple different artists that do different things, but I have like a 3-point prep process and then a 3-point seal process. So they're waterproof, they're wearable. Like I always say, it's wearable art. So please wear it. That's what I like to say. But yeah, it's just, high quality everything is the key to a successful product.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, agreed. I think that kind of goes cross every industry. I mean, that quality, is not lost on anyone really, and especially with your clientele and what you've been, lucky enough to get ahead of. Now, when you get a brief from a client or a request from someone, how do you keep it you without kind of missing the brief?
So, and I get a variety of requests too. Some people send me like full on charts and they're like, I want this here, this here, this here. That's great. I love it. And I also get people who are like, I have no idea what I want. And, for me as a creative, I feel like where I come in and where it really feels like me is the art part. Because I'm a hand painter. That's probably the one main thing that really keeps it, the Kicks by Kenna style is everything I do is by hand. I don't use airbrushes, stickers. It's just never been my style. So really it's the art itself that is where I shine and where I can really put my personal touch on it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You essentially become that artistic translator for us
Yes,
non-artists.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
I just
that's
put
amazing.
artistic visions on their footwear, and that's what I love to do.
You know what? There's a niche for sure, clearly. Now, when you're getting those briefs, you're yourself, right? You're making these creative decisions to try to mimic or at least translate the briefs. What's your favorite detail have you ever hidden a detail or something in the shoe, either yourself or by request? What's your favorite?
So one of my favorite things of all time that people will tell me is, so sometimes I'll get, and this has happened multiple times on cleats for NFL players, like their wife will send me a picture of like their dogs or like their kids. And that's my favorite thing is I'll like find a random little spot and like put their furry friend. And it's probably one of my favorite things I do. But yeah, so that's one of my favorite things to do.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those questions I thought of and I was like, well, I'm going to ask it because worst case,
Yes.
no, that's
Mhm.
great. When it comes to professional athletes or celebrities or anything like that, not to say men like myself can't reach out to you, but is it typically their wives that'll kind of reach out and find you, or how do they find you?
It's really a big, diverse crowd. I will say it is a lot of the time the wives, but I also do get a ton of requests from the actual players, which is probably, it's the coolest thing ever. I'm like in my visual communication class at ASU and I'll get a DM from an NFL player and I'm just like, "What?"
No, that's amazing. And yeah, and so that kind of leads us right into that, my next question here. So, you know, was there a pair or I guess a DM or an opportunity that really took you back? Like, whoa, this is happening. I'm here. Is there kind of that moment that you can think of?
I feel like I have those every day. Truly, like that aha moment, this is so special. To really put it on one thing, I would even just say like my very first NFL client, Bradley Bozeman. I started with him when I think I was 17 and I hadn't even done cleats yet. And he just took a chance on me and we ran with it. And now I've even, I'd say we're more than just clients. Like he's a friend, he's a close friend, and we talk often and we still work together. And it's been 4 years now. And that would probably be my biggest first, moment of this is so special.
No, that's amazing. And that's sometimes what it takes, right? It's just
Mhm.
somebody, right timing, give you the chance. Just really kind of accept the risk that it is entrusting you. And clearly it's paid off for plenty of
Yeah.
athletes because I'm sure we all know it wasn't your last athlete and it definitely won't be.
Yes. Keeps going.
So no, that's amazing. And so I know, when you're doing those the cleats for athletes, a lot of the we'll call it a lot of the leagues out there have really done, the my cause, my cleats. So is there, especially I think it's MLB, yeah, MLB does the my cause, my cleats. Is there a story behind one of the shoes that you kind of painted that really stuck with you?
I do so many of like that's one of my favorite things as a custom artist is like I really feel like I'm telling people stories through something that they can wear. And it wasn't even an MLB client or an NFL client, but I just remember I had a pair, actually it was multiple pairs. So it was a family and they had actually recently lost their dad. And he was a huge advocate for his kids being in sports. And so what we did for them is the mom reached out and we did a pair of softball cleats for his daughter, and then I believe his son played baseball. So we did cleats that were themed around things that their dad really liked, and on the back, in fact, I put like a picture of them with their dad and some angel wings. And stories like that truly touch me. And for the mom, I felt like she needed something too. So I actually gifted her a hat I did with her husband on the back of it. And he had a number. So I remember putting the number from his baseball jersey onto a bunch of the different parts of the shoes. And, things like that are just so special to me. Those are like the moments that truly make it all worth it, where I can really touch someone with some pieces that I create. And I don't know. There's something so special about those moments.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think finding something, whatever it might be, that you can do to genuinely help somebody else
Mhm.
is kind of what we're all looking for, I think. I mean, I guess I can't say all, but that is definitely what I was
Yeah,
looking for, in my life and my career. So no, that's incredible. Um, and I look forward to the next one that you do for sure. Um,
thank you.
Now, I know you've worked with Arizona teams and out-of-state pros kind of all the time, but what's, is there anything unique, or what's unique for you about doing it here in Arizona?
I'm a Valley native. I mean, I even grew up going to Chase Field. Like, it was a second home, basically. So, when I get reached out to by someone who's local, it just makes it that much more special to even just, have some connection with someone who's literally a neighbor. I don't know. And I love Arizona for the community it is. It's truly a hub for, creatives like me who can connect with athletes, who can connect with musicians, who can have these opportunities. And so I'm just so grateful to live in a state that has such a hub for things like this. So I feel like even more times than not, I am working with local people just because everyone's here and it's just the perfect place for someone like me.
No, absolutely. And I think that most people, if you're not here, you don't understand how much of a hub this place really is for, I mean, candidly, almost anything. I mean, food,
It's
art,
true.
it's wild. So no, I think
I even think back to how many people are like, I don't know how you do this, like it's it's a huge thing, but I'm like, you have to be in Arizona. Arizona's the place.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get it until you're here. No, that's amazing. And I think that's a great way to kind of set us up for this next thing. I always like doing a quick fire where I'm going to kind of ask a quick question, and you just need to give me your first instinct and name the Arizona spot that you think of, if there is one. I guess is the best way to put it. Now, what's a sneaker shop? Favorite sneaker shop?
Oh gosh. I would have to say Guest List. He's my go-to. I love him. Great guy. He has a couple locations and I love going in there. It's just cool to be there. And I've done a couple interviews in his shop and he has a big shoe wall. It just feels like I'm at home pretty much.
Favorite paint art supply store here in town?
Blick Art Materials in Tempe. It's been around forever. I didn't even know that until recently, but it's funny enough, I actually discovered it because I'm a graphic design student at ASU, and my studio is across the street. So one day, me and a bunch of classmates, we walked down, and I was like, oh my gosh, they carry the things I use, which is crazy because not many places do. It's such a niche, thing to need supplies for. So it was crazy to even just, have somewhere local that I can go and actually shop. Because online stores, they carry everything, but it's the in-person experience makes me feel special.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, it's great, especially when you're so niche that you really just find something that you can really go to.
Crazy.
No, it's amazing. Now, I know you do a lot of live paintings. Do you have a favorite pre-gig coffee or energy drink, so to speak, that you will grab before you head out?
So funny enough, I actually don't drink coffee or energy drinks, but my go-to all the time, every day, because I'm just running around like no one's business, is Diet Coke, specifically from McDonald's. It is the best one.
It is better.
Yes, I don't know what they put in that water. It is so much better. Diet Coke. I like it with lime. I like it with coconut. I like it plain. It's my favorite, hands down.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. Yeah, so I'm a Diet Coke drinker myself, and I agree. Actually, so why it's better at McDonald's? Because Coca-Cola has a deal with McDonald's that they ship it pre-mixed to them. They get canisters.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why it's a little bit different, as opposed to when they just ship the syrup and everybody does their own soda water.
That makes sense.
Random facts. That's what I am full of. Now, what about post-gig bite? Like, where's your favorite place to go eat here in town? There's so many.
Too many. If it's open, Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A, and funny enough, my favorite thing there is not even a sandwich or chicken nuggets. Their salad is so good. I recommend. It is so good. Yeah, I like the spicy Southwest salad from Chick-fil-A. If it's open, that's my go-to. But yeah.
What about on Sundays?
On Sundays, I just, my mom is an incredible cook. I love her stuff. So
hey, there you go. Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. Love you, Mom.
Now, what about a hidden gem for like thrift and vintage here in town for you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, my favorite place of all time, and it's brand new. It's called Reclectic. It's in, oh gosh, what mall is that? Anyway, local in Tempe, it is like the go-to, and it's all vintage and overstock of, I believe it's Anthropology, Free People, and a couple other brands. Like I've even found Converse in there, which is crazy, but it's so fun. It's literally a warehouse. They converted it into a store, and it's an experience. I get actually like 99% of my outfits there.
Oh yeah, no. I honestly, I think if you could find a secondhand store, the thrift store, it's yeah, no, you can find great stuff as long as you're willing to look. That's really it.
Yes,
As long as the
it's a
patience.
big place for sure.
Yeah, I can only imagine. With building your business as Kicks for Kenna, which from our short, we'll call it from watching you from afar in the short time that I have, really blown up. I mean, you've done live painting, community events. It's been incredible to watch you grow. Now, is there a moment when media attention or kind of a celebrity or client changed your pipeline overnight, other than your first, your friend Bozeman? What was there kind of that event that really changed your future, so to speak?
Yeah, actually, recently I worked with, it was the first thing I ever did for him, but Cam Scatabo from ASU, but now he moved on. He was a huge, huge client to me. He came and we actually did something for his girlfriend. We worked together around Christmas time. And at the time I didn't even realize, how big this would be for me. But, after we posted it, he reposted, we were tagged, I blew up overnight. It was crazy. Just because we do things every once in a while and I'd say we have like micro blow ups. But it was huge. It was crazy. Even just the amount of people who were hopping on and engaging with my profile on Instagram, which is where I do all my business through, was absolutely insane. It was honestly a huge blessing to me.
Oh, for sure, yeah. With Cam Scout to go out here and now on to New York, has
Yes.
been yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool to hear. He was great here. Sad, obviously, to see him leave the
Yeah,
Valley, but
he's awesome. In fact, after I worked with him the first few times, he sent me over a jersey that him and his girlfriend wrote like a little note on the back for, and I wear it out every once in a while. And I will say that is probably the most, like, I'll wear it out to school, I'll wear it to a game, I'll wear it to a baseball game. People stop me all the time to be like, where'd you get that? That's insane. It's one of
yeah.
my favorite things.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, no, that's incredible. And yeah, and with that extra eyes, with those extra eyes on you, while obviously that's great, as you get busier, it's also a way to really see how to improve. And as you kind of get more of those requests and DMs about asking for shoes or random local law firms asking you to come onto a podcast, what what skill do you think really you really improved on this year? Was it design, durability, or operations for you as you've exploded over the past couple months?
I would say, funny enough, my process, it evolves, of course, but it's always been hand painting. But, the thing I would say that has evolved the absolute most throughout this career is, the business side of things. I'm super, super lucky, and my mom actually runs the business side of everything. So while you see me, my mom is truly the backbone of the operation. I love her to death. But that's, us working together, it evolves, I would say, even daily. We just keep working at it and, making the Kicks by Kenna process smoother and more efficient. And, that's probably the main reason why we've been so successful, is because of the business side of everything.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Yeah, I think looking at it's really, I think it's really the same thing with even the law firm. It's looking at the operations side and getting it easier to kind of turn over, and so you can help more people.
Absolutely.
No, that's great. Now, just a couple more questions. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Now, a collaboration that you absolutely want, whether Valley artist, brand that you want to team up with, and why?
I've always said this. It's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I just love her to death. I think it's such a powerful female brand, and I love her for that. And I even went to her concert, and she was incredible in person. And I grew up listening to her, so it's really just a favorite of mine, and I just love her. So,
well, use those NFL connections now.
Right. It's gonna happen. Manifesting.
I believe in you. I definitely do. So now, what's next? Collection drops, athlete partnerships, or Phoenix UK. So, like, what's coming up for Kicks by Kenna?
I can't say a whole lot about it because it's a very recent update, but I will say that work for Dancing with the Stars. So that is the biggest next thing you'll see from Kicks by Kenna.
Amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's amazing. Well, I can't wait. And I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate the time, Kenna, and thank you so much for.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
No, absolutely. No, I appreciate it. And so thank you, Kenna, for joining us. We need to get that Valley Injury collab going for sure.
Yes, we do.
I mean, it's no Dancing with the Stars, but it'll at least get us somewhere.
Perfect.
But yeah. No, thank you. So now remember, if you've been in an accident, visit azvalleyinjurylaw.com or find us on Instagram at Valley Injury Law. You can also find our incredibly talented guest, Kenna, on Instagram at kicks_by_Kenna. So be sure to obviously follow Kenna, but also like, subscribe, and leave a review if you've enjoyed today's episode. We appreciate you all for joining us here on The Valley's Voice. See you guys soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.